What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kayfabe Heels. It's your boy Damo.
It's Ego Crazy.
And today we about to review Monday Night Raw. This Raw sucked. It was not interesting. Very few developments happened tonight.
We're not telling the people something they don't already know, man.
I mean,
it's been good, which is why this...
I mean, has it though? Like, I feel like that these last couple Raws been trash. Like,
well...
I think my biggest problem with this is that the build up for these foreign shows is messing up the flow of the show, because now they got to build up this match card on Saturday, which might be okay, but in the same breath, Survivor Series around the corner. Like, what's the build up to Survivor Series?
And then they only have about 3 weeks for that, because we're already in November.
Man, bro, like, it's not even 3 weeks, because the pay-per-view is November 4th. The Survivor Series is like November 20 something. So they don't have like 2 weeks. Like, and then I heard a rumor that Roman Reigns not even gonna be there.
Just padding that damn stat book. And then Becky came out and said it tonight too. I defended the title in my 1 month more than Roman Reigns. And,
it's pathetic.
And no, I don't think she said Seth. She didn't call out her hubby.
Oh, of course not.
She didn't call out hubby.
She called out Roman and she called out Rhea. Because she said both of them didn't defend their belts at all, really, and they haven't. Like.
Yeah,
but
Rhea, her reign should be much more memorable. This right now, what she's doing with this fatal 5-way, who's the baddest woman on Raw,
trash.
Is the most. Be that as it may,
trash. Name me the 5 women in the match right now.
Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
Nia Jax.
Okay.
Zoe Starks.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley.
Uh-huh.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Trash. All of them are trash besides Rhea. Come on, man. Raw's women division is bad.
We'll get to Raw's women division. I like what they're doing. This is the first good storyline that the women have had for Rhea. Like, other than that, she's just been involved with all the male stuff. She's been the de facto leader. Yeah,
she's the leader of the Judgment Day that's not crowned.
Which is why I love what they did with Cody.
I like that too. I feel like with Cody pointing out to Damian Priest, like, hey, you're the guy that's supposed to be the leader. Like, you're this close to becoming World Heavyweight Champion, but you're taking a back seat to Finn Balor, Rhea, and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And I know that hurt because Dirty Dom ain't did shit. And
that even still is mixed feelings. Because I was just telling Dom while we were watching the show, like, didn't they just concerto Cody last week? Why is he here? He's supposed to be nursing his injury. But then I guess I have to eat my words, because he got on the mic and he was like, you want to talk about my story? That's my story. I'm the guy who gets knocked down and gets back up. So kind of never give up, but not really.
Never give up?
But kind of.
Yeah.
With a little blonde fade.
Well, let's get into the show, man. So the show opened up. We had Judgment Day come out. And they always start the show now, because that's just what they do now.
Because they run Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, so that's just what they do. Mommy set up the match for the main event, Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn came out. He talked a little trash. I actually like Sami Zayn's promo.
I like the promo. He was fired up. He was channeling Cactus Jack Mick Foley.
Yeah.
He was doing it.
Yeah, he was. So I thought that was pretty decent. After that, nothing match. Oh no, I'm lying. We had the tag team debut of the Creed brothers, and they look like they're gonna be pretty good.
Pretty nice.
They're gonna be pretty good.
It seemed like it was a face-on-face encounter with the Alpha Academy, and they shook hands at the end. It was a pretty nice showing for them, and I like what I saw.
Yeah. Oh, also, I'm sorry, but before that, we had Dirty Dom versus Ricochet, and pretty nothing match again. Dirty Dom wins with a dirty roll-up. I mean, what else can you do? Judgment Day gets involved. Same storyline over and over again. Judgment Day is on ringside. Judgment Day is gonna win.
They got to do something with Dirty Dom, man, to keep his momentum up, because just him cheating to win, and we all know that, like, they're trying to little bro him, basically.
Yeah.
With the fans just boo, and then that's the thing now, to just boo Dominic when he gets the mic.
Yeah.
And then
so now it's almost to the point: is this genuine heat, or is this just the fad thing to do? Is this the new Cody Rhodes? Whoa, like that's just the thing to boo him. Like
he
hasn't done anything.
Give him a legitimate storyline. Give us a reason to boo him.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's another example. with tonight, what they did with Gunther and Miz, they just turned Miz into a babyface.
Let's talk. Like, that's probably the best segment on the show.
Gunther just showed us again why he is invaluable to the WWE.
Man, he's the greatest Intercontinental champion they ever had. Like, he's not lying. Like,
I mean, we had some greats, man, like The Miz, like Dolph Ziggler, like
Dolph Ziggler,
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, I guess.
Well, I'm not gonna say the greats, but I mean Chris Jericho. Come on, let's name a few.
Come on, man, Chris Jericho. Yeah, Razor Ramon. You gonna bring him up too, huh?
You know, just because I'm a big advocate. Just because he had the longest reign doesn't make it the best. It's about what is memorable. I remember CM Punk's 434-day reign more so than Roman Reigns' 1,000-day reign.
That's a lie.
All I remember is Bloodline cheating to win every bout.
Bro, you telling me that you remember all the Paul Heyman segments with every opponent Roman Reigns went across? All them segments were great. John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
The Bloodline later on, when Sami Zayn infiltrated, was better than the early Bloodline with just, him corrupting Jimmy and all that.
Okay, I see
shit.
you forgot about the Roman Reigns beating up Jey Uso.
I'm
sorry, Uso.
That was the
beating his ass. Had Jimmy waving the white flag, and then he choked him out.
That was the origin.
Uso, I quit. Come on, man. That was great television. That's when Roman Reigns really solidified himself as the top heel of WWE. That was beautiful. Paul Heyman by his side, Roman Reigns can't do no wrong. Like, that's the best champion they had since Punk.
Really?
Like, honestly, you want to think about it, like, Brock Lesnar had his reigns, Drew McIntyre had his reigns, Seth Rollins the world champion. All that's cool, but Roman's been the one shining spot, and before that, it was Punk, Cena. It was that era, and that was like 10 years ago already. That's crazy.
And it's all about story, which brings us back to that point of the card. Dominic Mysterio. Why are they not utilizing him the correct way?
Yeah. I don't feel like they're ever going to use him the right way. And then he's the NXT North American champion on Raw.
Yeah. He's going to lose that eventually, and then they're going to probably split up him and Rhea Ripley, get Rhea on her own, and Dominic.
I feel like they should have Rhea and Dom split off, and then have Finn and Damian, they kind of do their own things, because Dominic needs Rhea. Rhea doesn't need Dominic. So if you split Dominic up from Rhea, Dominic becomes Akira Tozawa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be anything. Like,
I think he can hold his own with the right story, man.
You think so? He's not good enough on the mic yet.
He's not good enough on the mic because this whole fad of booing him whenever he talks. But he's good. When he was getting into it with his pops, and then he was talking, and then he was channeling in his inner Eddie Guerrero, just he was
talking a little Spanish and shit.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
He could definitely channel that with the right feud. Yeah, I'm seeing him interact with these guys in NXT, and he's doing.
But Rhea's doing all the talking mostly. It's like Rhea come out, get the fans hyped up, and then she hand the mic over. They boo him for like 10 minutes, and then he says 10 words, and then Rhea grips the mic back like, "You're gonna fight my dumb, blah blah blah," and that's the whole segment. Like, it gets to a point where that gets repetitive.
Let's get on with the show. We got many more Judgment Day.
Yeah. But after that we had, what else did we have on this show? We had the Trick or Treat match with Natalya and Chelsea Green.
Trash.
Worthless. I mean, I did like the Nikki Cross being crazy. Like, so hopefully Nikki Cross actually does something with that.
I don't know whether they say we're going from crazy weird to just scary weird.
Yeah, which is okay with me. I'm cool with that. We had what else did we have on this show? A whole lot of nothing, you guys. Like, I hate to say it like that. We had
and we're not going in no particular order either. We're not reading off the results.
We touched on the Gunther and Miz segment, but we went into that segment, went into the tag team match with DIY coming back, facing Imperium. And Imperium lost, showing that little bit of they not really fucking with each other.
It's a lot of things that I'm interested in with Imperium because, for one, they're relatively new. What would they been here for, like a year and a half?
It's been a couple of years
and
now.
Then before then, if you haven't been watching NXT, you wouldn't really know who the hell they are.
Back when Gunther was Walter.
So and me personally, I haven't been watching NXT except for just recently, like past year. I wasn't back on the original, you know what I'm saying?
Black and Gold with Seth and all them, huh? You wasn't there?
I wasn't.
You wasn't there when Sami Zayn first came and Kevin Owens?
I really wasn't
that was
there,
the best
so
NXT,
I didn't get to see the origins of those guys. But but even still, like, what was I just saying? Oh yeah, freaking
Imperium.
They got many different layers right now. Right now we got Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci like at each other's heads like little brothers and stuff, and trying to look bro him and check him.
Yeah.
And it's like, Are they going to fight each other and just squash it, or is it going to cause real friction in there and eventually cause Gunther to lose the belt?
I feel like Big Brother gonna put him in check because Gunther's kind of been like the big brother in all of this. So he's like, shut up and just do what I say. And then now Ludwig Kaiser's kind of like, okay, well, when Gunther's not around, I'm the big brother now. Like
he told this man tonight, you talk when I tell you to, or the ring general tells you to. I'm like,
oh, me.
Yeah.
See, though, but right there shows that friction of like him putting himself on the same level as Gunther. Because Gunther pointed out to Miz, who's a 2-time Grand Slam champion, that he's not on his level. Ludwig Kaiser ain't did nothing. So he definitely not on his level. So eventually Gunther was like, hey, man, like, who gave you the authority to say what the fuck I say?
So Ludwig Kaiser was really on some Jimmy Uso shit.
Kinda. I can see the similarities in the two stories.
He trying to jump hard and say like, Giovanni, you're beneath me, stay in your place. And then Gunther comes up like, hey,
both
you
of you
too.
shut up. Yeah, yeah, like both of you shut up. So I think that was a good showing from that match though. DIY wins the match. Vinci took the pinfall, and then you showed that little bit of animosity between the two guys again, Ludwig and Vinci. You saw that little bit of, damn man, like you the reason we just lost. Like this is what I be talking about. You know what I mean? So
it gives them a little conflict, and it gives DIY the good momentum going
definitely.
in. Definitely. You need a little bit more DIY doing something meaningful.
Yeah, and then we had the Miz backstage.
And we want to talk about the actual. Get into the segment, like.
You want to talk? Okay,
because that was
about the Miz segment.
That was one of the worthwhile things.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it was. So Miz tries to call out Gunther. Gunther didn't come.
He just showed him up.
So then Ludwig Kaiser comes out and he's like, "Hey, the ring general comes on his time. I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna come out and speak for him." He says he don't like all this Hollywood Miz TV crap. Like this is what's wrong and this is what we fighting against. And Miz let him know, like, "Hey, man, like, I'm decorated." You know what I'm saying? So then before he get too into that, Gunther comes out and then repeats the same message. Like maybe you didn't get my message, but you're beneath me. And Miz has to let him know, like I just stated, 2-time Grand Slam champion. He beat John Cena at WrestleMania, and he was listing off all his accolades. Like, hey, bro, like look, like when it's time to get serious, I get serious.
He said, when it's time to get serious, you're a joke. I'm like,
yeah.
And you can audibly hear the crowd just like, dang.
Yeah.
And they were on the side of the Miz, and the way the camera angles, everything with that segment was just like
very babyface. So then you had Ludwig Kaiser start throwing the pumpkins on the ground and shit, and you hear Gunther like, okay, so what you gonna do about that? So Miz ducks the punch from Vinci, throws Kaiser out the ring, and then Gunther chops him and stands over him with the belt like, hey, I just told you, you're not on my level. So it's like.
And when we talking about this, like the Miz has just been not doing shit on the shows.
Definitely.
And now they're finally giving them something. Just give me some breadcrumbs to work with. Because this was the guy who kind of took his career back with that talking smack and Daniel Bryan promo, Why don't you just quit and go back to the indie with your friends? And then what did he do? He went back to with his friends. And then with the whole shit, everything the Miz did, he talked about going against Cena, going against Randy, cashing in, and just being a 2-3-time champion. I'm like, we forget Miz had some serious storylines.
He did.
So show this man some respect, man. Give him something meaningful.
Definitely. But that segues into what I was about to say. Miz went backstage to Adam Pearce like, hey, man, I want a match with Gunther. And then Big Bronson Reed comes up and he says, I want the match with him. So now next week we got a fatal 4-way with Ricochet, Bronson Reed, The Miz, and who's the other guy?
Was it?
Oh, Ivar from the Viking Raiders. Why?
I mean, I guess he's been on the run. He's been just beating people, beating the New Day.
I think it's because Eric is injured, so they trying to because I read a report where they said they wanted to make him a single star. So maybe this is his little chance to showcase himself in a match with 3 other decorated solo superstars. So
right, make him a credible monster, I guess.
Yeah, but. I still got the Miz winning that match next week too.
It's an easy out. It's a fatal 4-way. He comes in there and gets his goddamn. He proves that he can get serious when it counts. He shows and he maybe earns Gunther's respect a little bit by coming out because Gunther's going to come out there and be watching the match.
Yeah, definitely. Outside of that, we had Becky reference her losing the NXT Women's Championship.
What you think about that run
In
general?
So Becky Lynch went and got that championship to try to elevate it, which is a good thing for NXT. But she took it from the superstar who's already elevated, Tiffany Stratton. So you take the belt off of Tiffany, give it on Becky, and now you give it to Valkyrie. Like, okay,
After like 30 days, so a month.
a month of holding the belt.
Was that enough?
Okay, like no, like so now we have another Irish-born superstar holding the NXT Women's Championship, and congratulations. Like,
And then now it seems like Becky's about to get into it with Xia Li.
which she came out. Oh, I forgot about that match. Xia Li versus Candice LeRae. Holy crap! You talk about the fans going to sleep.
No reaction.
They were sleeping. We like me and Ego watched it live, and we sat here and was like, "Wow." Candice LeRae's out here throwing out hearts and blowing out kisses, and we
Fans
can see
are like, who?
and you can see the crowd in the background, like, all right, man, hey man, you thirsty? You want a beer? Like fucking, like they didn't care.
They took a bathroom break.
And that shows like the lack of development for these characters.
It's WWE's fault that they're not putting all of these women. I could get on WWE 2K and book you a better personal feud, a better personal.
I can look about Raw, man, like because that Raw is funny. Like,
come on, man.
I don't know these Raws.
All these women, they only spotlight a few women.
They spotlight Rhea Ripley,
and
Bianca.
then Bianca and
Charlotte,
a couple baby faces here and there.
Charlotte, and now Jay's gonna get all the shine too. Now maybe when Jay does come, and if she goes to Raw, maybe she'll shake something up for 2 months. And then Jay's gonna be in that same position,
and we got to see how she factors into that because they're really giving her the treatment. So she's gonna be protected. She's not gonna be in any type of situation with no clean wins over her. It's gonna be either fuck finishes or it's gonna be a whole bunch of flip flopping titles.
And she's not gonna lose
on some Sasha Banks and Bayley shit early.
Bro, I got Jay not losing, kind of like the same streak she had at A&W. She's not gonna lose for a while.
Well, they're gonna have to protect her and have her go against nobody's like.
They're gonna go against Candice LeRae,
Candice Mitchell.
Oh, I mean, Candice Michelle.
That's another thing. That
Michael Cole called her Candice Michelle, and I don't know if y'all familiar with Candice Michelle. She was a wrestler back in like the late 2000s, and even after they cut the little promo for her, Wade Barrett pointed out like, man, he's living in 2008, isn't he? Like
Michael Cole botched.
Yeah, man, that was pretty bad. But that shows how not over she is.
That shows how boo boo and not locked in the show was. Like,
yeah, that they were just freelancing it. But that's Raw. And then what else? Like, and then we get into the main event segments where we got Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn and
another Judgment Day
main event,
peanut butter and jelly sandwich main event.
Just
swap it out.
Seth Rollins. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry about Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins went against JD McDonough of the Judgment Day, another Judgment Day member.
Let's talk about his trying to go at Drew McIntyre, trying to go at him like boo freaking who. Everybody was going through stuff during the pandemic. So what if you didn't get to win the title the way you dreamt it? And I'm like, damn, that's kind of harsh because my man's Drew.
Man, bro, honestly, if Drew not turning heel, get him off my TV. JD knows. Get him off my TV if Drew McIntyre is not a heel. Because what are we doing? Like, Drew's not over as a face anymore. Like, that ship has sailed.
Yeah, I believe they're going to turn him into a real villain, but this is the motivation. This is his long, drawn-out origin story. And then he's going to be disappointed. Either Drew's going to cash in. I mean, not Drew. Damian's going to cash in.
On Drew? Like, after Drew wins and beats Seth Rollins, have Damian Priest cash in and take the belt from him right away?
That wouldn't work because then he would be a face.
Who would be a face?
If Damian cashed in on Drew McIntyre, Drew would be a face.
Why would that be that way, though?
Because the fans don't like when, shit gets stole from people who they're behind. And people are kind of behind Drew in the fact that he wasn't able to win in front of any crowd.
If Seth Rollins cashed in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and he pinned Roman Reigns, who was getting booed out the building, and Brock Lesnar was an actual heel.
That's different.
And Seth was still a heel after he won the belt.
That's different. That's 2014. Was it?
2015.
2015. That's 2015 Roman Reigns. Do you realize what we had to go through back then? I was always a Roman Reigns guy, but I even knew that they was pushing him down our throats, and the fans did not like that man. Yeah. When The Rock came out during the Royal Rumble, they booed him.
Yeah, but
of course they're gonna cheer.
But my point was that even though that happened, Seth Rollins came out the next night on Raw and was still a heel. He was never a face after that. So why? So who's to say that Damian can't win the belt? Pin Drew, take the belt off Drew, have Drew be a heel, and then I guess de facto make Damian Priest a face, but he's in the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Face are heels. And then after that, Seth Rollins defended the belt against Brock Lesnar for his rematch after he cashed in, and both of them were heels, and it worked. So
maybe, man.
So
but I gotta take that back. I think it'll be more effective if he just like beats the shit out of Seth Rollins. He maybe just on some sore loser shit. He can't accept the loss, and he just has to take all his rage out on him.
He beats the hell out of him, and then Damian cash in and beat down Seth Rollins after Seth Rollins wins. I'll take that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Seth Rollins, please get that belt off that guy. Like, we don't need that anymore.
It's nothing about his reign. It's about that time, man.
Yeah, he don't have nobody to face, man. I think that we're running into the issue on Raw that it's not that many people that can really credibly take the belt off Seth. So now we got Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. Who else? Cody Rhodes is about to go out to Roman Reigns. Like, I think it's about that time that we start shifting the focus from these patented superstars. Like, I need somebody like not him particular, but like the JD McDonoughs and the Johnny Garganos. Like, now it's their time to start getting these belts and become superstars. It's about that time that we got to establish a new star.
Or build them up to be mid-carder so that we can move Gunther up to the level
of
them.
Oh, man. I forgot about
Gunther. Can be the next world title. Take that bitch from Seth.
Yeah.
Drop that world title. Drop that Intercontinental Championship to somebody nice. Put them over and have Gunther.
You drop that belt to The Miz. Give it back to The Miz.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Give it back to The Miz. Because Miz is a face now, so give it back to The Miz, and now Gunther can go do something else.
And Miz will take care of it, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Then Miz can transition to whoever's the next heel that comes up. He can give it to him. Or if Miz decides to go back to being a heel, the next face can come get it from him. So I think it's about that time. Like, I forgot about Gunther. Gunther definitely can take that belt from Seth, too. But going into the main event tonight, we had Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest, run-of-the-mill, peanut butter and jelly, just like Ego said. Judgment Day ringside, you know what's going to happen.
Got antics.
Yeah, so they did their antics then. Main event, Jey Uso comes out. Super kicks Damian Priest. So Damian Priest wins by disqualification. And then Mr. Theme Song himself comes out, who's supposed to have a broken ankle. And he's cleans house, beat up everybody.
They made sure we at least heard the adrenaline. Cut the music off.
Yeah. And then the show's going off, and they definitely played it for the people in the crowd. They definitely let that woe come out, for sure. So, like I said at the top of the show, man, this Raw was trash. Nothing really noteworthy to talk about. Out of 5 stars, man, what you give it?
Shit. I was kind of half asleep. It was probably like 2.5. Nothing really happened.
See, now Ego's generous. I give that shit a 2. 2 out of 5. It was not holding my attention. Was not exciting. Start this build up for not SummerSlam. Excuse me. Start this build up for Survivor Series and let's get it rolling.
They had me a few weeks ago with Cody and Jay winning out of nowhere. Yeah. And then, I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Because now these guys can go from show to show. It's interesting now. And then especially with that face-to-face on SmackDown, that epic brother versus brother, Cody versus Roman, just like, you're on my show.
And they could have expanded on that a lot more.
And they lost the title the very next week. I'm like...
What's the point? What's the point?
For us to come to this show, for the Judgment Day to still be... for them to break or injure, quote-unquote injure Cody's ankle with a concerto, for him to come back this week and say... That's my story. I get knocked down and get back up. John Cena 2.0.
Look, man, I ain't gonna harp on this too long, man. I think that this Raw is trash. Hopefully SmackDown's better. Tomorrow we have NXT. Wednesday we have Dynamite. Right now, after this Saudi show, this Saudi blood money they're gonna go get, hopefully it'll get better. But it's been your boy Damo.
So you go crazy, man.
Like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you here next week.
Keep it locked.